In this video, we're going to break down how to set up runner's lunge. Oftentimes, I find a lot of people sequence runner's lunge in a yoga class, but not all our students feel entirely comfortable with it. And I know some students even find it really challenging. So I want to break it down and give you different options of how to make it feel good in different bodies. So often we're coming to runner's lunge from downward dog or from tabletop. So I'm going to teach you from downward dog. I really recommend for runner's lunge to always have blocks available because they can be really important to make it more comfortable. So from downward dog, right leg's going to lift high here. Right knee comes to your nose and then you step it through. So the first problem I see is students not feeling like they can get this foot all the way up. They might get stuck halfway. It is totally fine to use your hand to help you get up. It's also totally fine to put that back knee down to help bring it forward. What I find is some people get stuck here and then they get really uncomfortable and wobbly trying to come up. So first things first, make sure their hand's getting forward, or their foot, getting forward, really between the hands. So you want people to have a long stance here so they can drop the hips down a little bit. This is where I really love blocks underneath the palms because you can help people really get settled. So once again, this is a pretty long stance. If I were to come into warrior two, my wrists are kind of on top of my ankle, and I'd love for people to be able to rotate from runner's lunge to warrior two without having to do too much readjustment in the feet. So when you get that foot between the hands, you can start to see what you want here. Right knee is bowed over your right ankle, and you want your weight to be in your right foot, so you're actively pressing that right foot down. Then for the back foot, you can really press back through that left heel, and do you see how it kind of reflects me as my left heel presses back, my heart lifts, and my spine lengthens. So it's kind of this lengthening, almost like you're a nice long line from the crown of your head to the back of your heel. You don't want your head hanging down here. And the other thing you'll see, I'm going to show you with the other foot here, is I'm lifted a little bit off my front thigh. Yes, my belly is touching it, but I'm not collapsing into my front leg. And for me, I can get that lift here, but I really feel more comfortable and more open when I take my hands to blocks. And I get this kind of peeling open of the heart and this gaze forward. This also gives me the ability to kind of move from my crescent lunge with a little bit more comfort than pulling myself up off the ground. And the blocks can be at certain heights. You can always tense your fingertips, but I just find I have a lot more agency to move and a lot more integrity in my core when I have my hands on blocks. Now, really important here too is that I'm not collapsing into the front leg and I'm not putting all of my weight into the hands. You're really pressing down through the front foot, pressing back through the right heel, and lifting your heart through your biceps. So, give that a whirl. See how using blocks and moving the leg forward really changes the posture and gives you more agency to move around. If you have any questions about runner's lunge, drop them below in the comments. Thanks for being here.